It's a shame Charles is walking out the door. Bye, Charles. He was just talking to me on Twitter. Interesting. I should say, an opener, say hello, Conrado, Andy. Everybody's on here if you're on here, not on here. I understand that next door Rob Hubbard's playing a violin like an asphyxiated cat. It's social media, we're talking to each other. That's probably what this is about. I want to come at this from a completely different tack. I don't want to be the Elliot Maisy of this world who talks about the future technology. And before the future technology quite arrives, he's on to the next bit of technology. I've been doing that for 20 years. And I don't want to talk about the technologies that are there and what the CEO wants and how much he's going to understand, because I don't understand any of it. I wonder what the video would look like if we actually asked the question not about e-learning but social media. Great term, social media. What does social media mean? I think that we need to take a different tack and look at this from a completely different place. I sat on, in this very room almost, in the middle of the year at the Learning and Skills Group with Jane Hart and Jay Cross, and I said, social networking, bunkum. What a waste of time. What a thing that we don't want within our organisations. What a distraction from work. If we do social media all day long, who's going to do the work? Doesn't quite work. And then went and blogged it and wrote a paper, lasher.co.uk, if you want to go look me up, read the paper. And I calculated that if you have too many people that you follow and you want to read everything that they write, you only need 480 people to follow, and that's an 8-hour day just to get a simple level of communication out of it. Well, who does the work if we're spending all day on Twitter? I had my mind changed when I went to DevLearn in California in November, when I started looking at using this stuff in a different way. And what I actually did was I took a step backwards and said, what is this? How can we use it? Where is it there? Is there a link between social and learning? I'm a learning person. I've been in the training industry for years. I've stood up and been very noisy in places about what's good and what's bad. So I took a step back and started looking at social, full stop. What is social? Well, we have Facebook. We have Twitter. Let's have a look at Facebook. Show of hands, who uses Facebook? Is Facebook a place to learn, or is Facebook a place that really this is our social event? Should we be putting stuff onto Facebook that is advertising our businesses? Does anybody care? Does anybody care whether we bought a cow in Farmville this week or not? Interesting. Do we want someone to really send us a smile? Had about 11 of those this week. Send me a smile. Smile. Do I want to waste my time doing that? I don't know. What do some people... It's fun. But what it actually has done, which is very important, is given people who are the introvert, those who haven't got the opportunity or the social skills to be able to get into a conference conversation like this, the opportunity to actually have their turn. It's given them the opportunity to speak, to make friends. And there are lots of little sites like that, and these are social sites. You've probably heard of eHarmony. I joined eHarmony. Interesting place. Haven't done it, go and have a look. The psychometric test is worth going through just for the hell of it. I actually learned a lot about myself. It asked me so many questions I had to actually think, who the hell am I? What do I want? And the matches, well, I've met somebody, let's find out what happens. I'll let you know next year. It's a different type of site, a great place. You can't walk into a wine bar anymore and just sort of sidle up to someone and say, hi, can I buy you a drink? They'll probably scream blue murder and you'll get arrested. But you can do it through sites like that. Are these business sites? Are these places we can learn? And the answer probably is no. But they're places that are actual social learning that we use. And I think that when we try to implement social learning into business, the CEO sees and thinks about Facebook and eHarmony and Twitter. Is Twitter a learning tool? Twitter isn't a learning tool, but it's actually the first place to start. If you filter well, I follow LRN Chat in America. Great one every week, every Thursday night, if you can get up in the middle of the night to do it. If not, follow it the following morning. Some of you may have heard Mark speak earlier on. Mark Ola. I was with Mark in... Are you in the room, Mark? No. Mark was at DevLearn as well. I mean, he is a social media man. It's great. And if you follow Mark Ola and a few others in Learn Chat, you can actually learn a lot. But you don't learn from 140 characters. what you learn from is something that sparks you to then get in touch with them and have a conversation. Intercontinental hotels have introduced the Learning Lounge into their organisation. 1,200 leaders who now are talking to each other, who are sharing ideas. There's no duplicity. I don't know if that's a word or not, duplicity. That's a good one. No duplication going on. I think Novartis in America, anybody from Novartis here? Novartis have introduced something for their 9,000 researchers. Before you research, you have to go and put it into the social networking site to ensure nobody else has already done it. They think they're going to save $100 million this year. And people are learning from what other people researched. There's a place that learning and social go together. So I think we have to be careful. Is this a place that is the place that we go out and we just blog and don't come back, as Dan said, and wait to see what the responses are? I've started plenty of arguments on your zones. Great fun. The conversations at Strike Up are wonderful. Kathy Moore started one a little while ago. Hundreds and hundreds of replies. You have to be able to decipher where you go and who you speak to and take it further. You have to come back. So I think social is more than just the Facebooks and Twitters. You can take the yammers and bring Facebook and bring Twitter in-house. There's lots of tools. In fact, there's a great site. Grab hold of me later. I'll give you a site you can go to that's got the top 1,000 sites in it for free software, all to do with social. Is it here to stay? Yeah, I think it's here to stay. I think we've been doing it forever. I don't think it's anything different. We've just taken it to a place where we've actually put it into the technological world rather than the way we've been using it before. The introduction. I'm Neil Lasher. Hello, good morning, or good afternoon. Feels like good morning. I'm still going this morning. I've been downstairs on the shop floor down there. It's been great fun. I'll put it back to you, Alan. I think you noticed, by the way, I didn't use any slides. He said he started off, he said rules. Well, he sent out an email with the rules, no slides, 7 minutes only. When I get here, everybody's got slides.
No slides.
It's great. He said no slides.